Hi, and welcome to this week's Read the Bible Together session. We are catching up from last week because I did not post a video, and we need to continue our Old Testament in a year readings. So today, two readings, but both of them relate to our reading about Rebecca and Isaac from 2 weeks ago. And if you remember, Isaac was praying to God for a wife and found Rebecca. And now they are praying for the children, right? That Isaac had asked God for. So we have two stories: Isaac's blessing, and then a story about Jacob. And you'll find out who Jacob is in, very shortly. You can follow along in your own Bibles, beginning with Genesis chapter 25, verses 19 through 34, and Genesis chapter 27, verses 1 through 40, and then Genesis chapter 32, 22 through 31. Of course, read all the parts in between too for the full story and other stories that may be familiar or may be completely new to you. So check out those chapters in Genesis. And we will read from the Spark Story Bible from Spark House Publishing. And we begin with Isaac's blessing. Rebecca and Isaac asked God for a child. God gave them not one baby, but two twins. Oh my, kick and jab. Rebecca could feel the babies pushing and pulling on each other inside of her. God, she prayed, why are my babies fighting? They're in a race to be born first, God answered, but your family will be different. Your younger son will be the leader of the older one. This was a surprise to Rebecca. The oldest child was usually the leader of all the brothers and sisters. Well, Esau was born first. He was hairy and red. And then Jacob was born next. He had smooth skin. The race was so close that Jacob was born holding on to Esau's foot. And there you go, twins. And before long, the twins grew into men. They were very different. Esau was big and strong. Esau made Isaac very proud because he was a hunter. And Jacob was smaller than Esau and very quiet. Rebekah loved that Jacob stayed around home. And when Isaac became old and blind, it was time to give his blessing to his oldest child, passing on leadership of the family. And since Isaac couldn't see, he rubbed Esau's hairy arms to make sure he had the right son. Esau, he said, bring me dinner and I will bless you. And Rebekah was listening. Jacob, she whispered, hurry, cover your arms with hairy goat skin to fool your father. Rebekah remembered that God said Jacob would be the better leader for the family than Esau. So Jacob dressed up like Esau and brought Isaac dinner, and the plan worked. Jacob tricked Isaac into making him the new leader of the family. And you can see there Rebekah peeking in the conversation between Isaac and Esau. And now Jacob, right? Jacob was on his way home from a long trip and stopped to sleep by a river one night. During the night, a man woke Jacob up and began to wrestle with him. Jacob was surprised. Who is this? He wondered. What does he want? After wrestling all night, the man begged Jacob to let him go. No, said Jacob, not until you have blessed me. And the man answered, what is your name? And Jacob told the man his name. Then the man blessed Jacob and said, now you will have another name, Israel. It means you have wrestled with God. What a surprise. Could it be really true? Jacob had not really wrestled with a man. Jacob had wrestled with God, and God blessed him. And Jacob hurried the rest of the way home. What a story he had to tell his family. And you can see him racing to get home to share the news of God's blessing. So talk about God's blessings. And as we prepare for Lent to begin next week, what is it that God has blessed you with that is most important, that you maybe need to reconnect with during Lent, that maybe you need to be thankful for during Lent. So talk about that with your friends and family.